Okay, we're back. Part two of a little bit about your tractor. Number one, if you have a front loader on your tractor, be very careful and get to know it. Carry light loads at first, especially on these lighter tractors. You load that bucket up with heavy wet rock or mud or things of this nature. You will find that it causes these things to get really unstable unless you're packing a lot of weight on the back end. There has been times when I was moving a lot of heavy stuff that I'd go ahead and throw a bush hog on the back of it for no other purpose than as a counterweight. These light tractors are, they really have a great purpose. Like this one here, I mean, this company makes the drivetrain for the John Deere tractors for everything under 40 horse and under. So you've got a good tractor, good drivetrain, that can hold up well and provide you a lot of service and get into places that you can't get into with the big tractors. But if you're running a front loader, get to know it. I can't overly stress to the new homesteaders that on the farms, you're looking at a piece of equipment that kills more farmers than you can shake a stick at. Okay? Mistakes here can cost you. So try to keep your head about you. Learn about your tractor. Take it a little easy at first. Make sure that you have a good, thorough understanding of what your tractor is going to do and how it's going to respond to different things. Okay? If you do that, it'll alleviate you a lot of problems. Front loaders, biggest thing on them, make sure you always grease your fittings, like this little thing right here. You want to keep them greased. I usually do mine at least once a month. Always check your hydraulic fittings for leaks. They can be dirty, like that one is, but you want to make sure you're not leaking hydraulic fluid, okay, because that can turn into a problem for you. Maintenance on these things, this right here, folks, is a 15-year-old tractor that'll run side by side with a brand new one, hands down, no problem, okay? Now, the difference is a brand new tractor this size is probably, $14,000, somewhere along in there. And it's got a few extra bells and whistles, but basically same functions. Okay, this one here, if you went out to buy it today, would probably cost you about $7,000. Now, if you're loaded with money and you don't mind paying double for a piece of equipment, there you go. Have a nice day. Buy yourself a new one. But if you're like most of us out here, and even the fellow that goes out and buys a new one, sooner or later is going to be going, man, I wish I had that $8,000 right now. So, watch what you're doing. Find one of your neighbors if you don't know much about tractors or equipment. Have them tag along with you when you're going to look at a piece of equipment. Small oil leaks, things of this nature, are usually not a big deal. If you're any sort of mechanically inclined, you can fix most things on a tractor. So try to keep that in mind when you're looking. On equipment, now I buy a lot of used equipment, fix it up and resell it. So let me show you something here. See where this 3-point system attaches to the frame of this bush hog? See those bolts right there? Those things are going to get loose just about every 4th or 5th time you use this bush hog. They're going to loosen up. And I got nylon bolts, nuts holding them in place. And you wouldn't think that those would slip off, but they do. A lot of vibration, a lot of bumps, so forth. Keep those tightened up. It doesn't take you just a few minutes to run through and make sure everything's good and tight. If that sort of stuff starts going loose, what ends up happening is your decking begins to shift around, causes you to run your U-joints in weird configurations, wears out your U-joints, wears out your clutches, can damage your PTO. The list goes on and on and on. Plus, once you really get loose, you're going to find that it's going to actually eat out those bolt holes, making it very tough to get anything back in there to tighten it back down right. That's why you'll see a lot of these pieces of equipment where right along and through here, they've not only bolted it, but they've welded it because the bolts won't hold anymore. So make sure you keep this stuff tight. And when you're looking at a piece of equipment, take the bolts out. Take a look at the bolt holes. You know, you don't have to take every bolt in the thing out, but you get a pretty good idea. Work on this area here where the 3-point hitch hooks up. And, you know, make sure that those bolt holes are in fairly decent condition. Otherwise, you know, if you don't have a welder, you're going to be hiring a welder because you're going to have problems out of that piece of equipment ongoing. So maintain your equipment, keep everything greased, lubed. I can't overemphasize that, you know, and yeah, it becomes a nasty mess. You know, you get grass and everything else stuck in this grease, and you have to clean it out to re-grease it. But you want to keep these things greased up. Always remember, you can either be wearing out the grease or you can be wearing out your equipment. The choice is totally yours. As far as I'm concerned, I'd much rather be wearing out grease. Grease is fairly cheap. Alright, well, this is Pt2 Homestead. Hope you're having a great day. Take care.